Welcome to Global Spec Racing GSR Tier 2 here for Abu Dhabi. It's currently Elite Snipes on pole, 8:55 left in the session. My name is GSRTHRASHER, and I am the only one here commentating today. So, let's go over last week for Tier 2. So, last week, Tier 2, we were at China. Archicyberbot brought home the race win in the Alfa Romeo. And F1 Boy brought home second place. And KDX rounded out your podium. The rest of the results go Jimbo 4th, Padre 5th, Just Stealing Boy 6th, Straker 7th, Davis 8th, Chungus Goat 9th, and GSR Riles rounding out top 10. Point standings going into today's race. Chungus Goat leads by 13 points over Davis. Currently Davis out of the quali session, so that isn't a great start for him. Chungus Goat, however, sits 12th without a lap, but is on a lap, but he's invalidated. After that, Chungus leads Jimbo in third by 14 points, Graham by 15, Riles by 16, Snowy by 20, Archicyberbot by 20, KDX by 23, Cameron by 25, PV9 Magic 27, and that's the top 10. So the top 10 is together by 27 points. The second through 8 only by 10 points. So we could very well see the point standings switch up for today. Not only that, but because some guys in the top 10 are missing, such as we don't have GSR Riles here today. We don't have Archicyberbot here today. I think those are the only two inside the top 10 we don't have. Yes, Riles and Archicyberbot. Alrighty. Constructors goes as follows. Renault by 13 points over Haas in second. They have a 15-point lead on McLaren in third. Mercedes fourth, 23 points back. Williams 28 points back in fifth. Alfa Romeo 36 points back. And sixth is Red Bull. They are 48 points back. Ferrari is 51 points back in 8th. Racing Point 53 points back in 9th. And AlphaTauri rounds out the field with 21 points. They are 75 points behind. So 5 minutes left coming into the session. We have some guys on laps, one of those being Elite Snipes, currently sitting second by 23 thousandths. Sector 1 split. He is almost a tenth up after Sector 1. Let's see, very nice. Now onto the long straight, activates the DRS correctly. Wonderful job. Elite Snipes now down to the hard braking left and quick right-hander. Now into the second DRS straight. Now coming to the Sector 2 split. He's a tenth and a half up, so this would be pole if he can hold this out. Now it is a very long right-hander. Wonderful job. Quick left, and then another left. Now coming into the final two corners. First one done perfectly, the second one done perfectly. This should be a pole. It is by he improves by 2/10. Now over 10.5 up on Buchanan. Anyone else on a lap? We have Callum, the racing point. Callum finally back in a GSR race, racing for the racing point, and Callum goes to the top by 24 thousandths over Elite Snipes. What an outstanding lap by GSR Callum. Here comes KDX on an out lap. I think everyone else is either in the pits or on their out laps. Yeah, everyone is on either their end laps, their out laps, or are in the pits, waiting to put down a lap. So, Elite Snipes got into the wall right there, but Elite Snipes will bring it into the pit. So now everyone is on an outlap, other than Cameron. Cameron, Jimbo, Graham, other Graham's coming out. The first one to start the final lap will be Chungus. Chungus, we know, has great pacing, both qualifying and race. Chungus yet to set a valid lap. Is this the lap that Chungus can set? Purple sector 1 for the Renault driver. Now down the very long straight, the first DRS straight. Somebody getting out of the way. I don't know who it was, but now quick left hander, then right hander. Now down to the second DRS straight. Purple sector 2 for Chungus. Is this pole? Could it be pole? Now Chungus into this few right-handers. Now to the left-hander. Well done. Now into the final two corners. Can Chungus put his Renault? Oh, and he invalidates. It would have been a 132. That would have smoked. That would have been pole. That would have been pole by over half a second, at least. Alright, here comes KDX now. Checker flags are out. Elite Snipes will not be able to set a lap. KDX goes to the top. 133.544. 6 thousandths over GSR Callum. And Buchanan gets into the wall. That's the end of Buchanan's lap. Who do we we have? Oh, it's Elite Snipes. So we have that Striker. Oh, KDX is back. Sorry for that. Striker now to the line. Striker goes 10th. Behind him, that's a Renault. That's F1 Boy. F1 Boy goes 5th. Behind him, I believe, the Racing Point of Padre. Padre goes 6th. Next would be, next across the lines would be Graham. Graham to the line. Graham goes to pole. What a lap by J.S.E. Graham to put himself on the pole position. So Graham will be on pole. 400s over KDX. The top 3, the top 5 separated by less than a tenth. The top 9 less than a second. Jimbo on the mediums will start inside the top 10. That's going to be very interesting to see what he could do. So grid, wow, so much for that. I'll give it to you on the forum, but all you need to know, Graham and KDX on the front row. This isn't the only time these two have been on the front row. Now waiting for everyone to load up. Let's tune into the Twitch chat. That's something I didn't do. Alright, Twitch chat is up now. Alright, formation lap now is underway. Is KDX back in? I think he'll have to wait until after his after the formation lap. But I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple favorites. I'm going to go GSR Callum P3 in his first race back. GSR Callum looking to put a podium as another stat in his accolades of GSR. He starts third, only just under a half a tenth behind pole sitter Graham. Callum definitely has a shot for the podium. Let's see. Next, I'm gonna go Chungus 12th on the mediums. Chungus has very good pace as always. He's shown it before, but couldn't get a valid lap in. So this could be very interesting to see how Chungus can make his way through the field on a different strategy. And another driver, I'll do one more. I guess I'll go Graham on pole. Just at the end of quality there, taking the pole away from KDX. Graham has shown pace before, but has never had the luck to show it. Can today be the day to bring home a win and possibly, depending on where Chungus finishes, take the championship lead? So final run through the grid, you got Graham, KDX row 1, Callum, Elite Snipes row 2, Cameron, Pecan row 3, F1 Boy, Padre row 4, Jimbo Striker row 5, UV9 Magic, Chungus row 6, and the final row is Davis and JRT Snowy. Everyone now lined up on the grid, waiting for the 5 red lights to appear. There they are, the 5 red lights are upon us. They are revving their engines, and away they go. Graham with an amazing start. Already will clear KDX. KDX will drop into second. Now for third, Elite Snipes, Cameron. Callum drops 2 spots. Callum drops to 4th, almost 5th, and we got a car around, or almost around. That was Elite Snipes. He saved it. What a save from Elite Snipes. Everyone seems to make their way out of sector 1, now down the long straight. There comes KDX. KDX for the, or maybe not, he's lagging. I don't know. But he is. Maybe he does. For the race lead? No. Not quite. So Graham leads from KDX. And now here comes Cameron. Cameron gonna look around the outside. Never mind. KDX is all the way. This is. If you have not seen the Tier 2 General Check, KDX is at Campground Wi-Fi, so he doesn't have the greatest Wi-Fi. Davis not having a great start, losing 1 spot. But now we're already single file. Lap 1 complete. Graham will lead lap 1. I don't know why it says BRS is enabled. We're not on lap 3. Should be on lap 2. Now the grid. I'm so confused. You got a yellow flag. I don't know who that was for. And there goes KX. I've invited KX back into the session. But you had to know this was coming. Obviously Wi-Fi at a campground isn't the greatest. So now Graham leads by almost a second. Actually it is right around that 1 second mark to Cameron. But now they're just single file. Everyone getting past KDX's AI. Well, it's ghosted AI, I should say. Padre pits. I think Padre got wing damage. The 2 Renaults for P7. Man, leading by. Oh, we have a car around. That's Callum. Callum spins coming out of turn 3. And Callum gets a 10-second time. Well, that's. And he gets another 10-second. And KDX left again. JRT Snowy picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's the first actual track limit corner cutting penalty, and Callum gets a 5-second. That's 25 seconds for Callum now. JRT Snowy gets a 5-second for gaining one place. Meanwhile, back towards the front, got a battle for third. Can and Elite Snipes. Now into the tricky turn 3. Callum, 5-second speeding. This is going to be a retirement. Callum becomes the first retirement of the race. Cameron, with now coming to the second DRS straight. DRS activated, but will most likely be too far back for a move on JSE Graham. So now Elite Snipes all over Pecan. You have Chungus all over Jimbo. This is the battle of the lead medium runner right here between Jimbo and Chungus. Got GRT Snowy gaining on F1 boy. With PB9 Magic behind him. And you got a 4-second gap back to Striker and a 2.8 back to Davis. And KDX is just in his own dimension. I've invited KDX back. I'll invite him again. Okay, so KDX is back in. Anything else? Something happened to F1 boy. F1 boy got passed by both Snowy and PB9 Magic. Andre sits the fastest lap. Here comes Chungus Goat. Oh, pass for the lead. Graham and Cameron. Cameron now is going to clear Graham, but Graham's going to come back with DRS on the second straight. A little bit of contact there, side by side. They give each other a little bit of room. A little bit of contact there, but Cameron now will hold on to the race lead. Chungus does get past Jimbo. PB9 Magic gets past Snowy. Snowy all over PB9 Magic. Graham now pits. So Graham will be the first of the main South Runners to pit. Elite Snipes will pit with him. Graham goes to the mediums. Elite Snipes goes to the mediums as well, so they will be going for the 2-stop. So now does that cause Cameron or Buchanan to pit? Apologize, it's the fastest lap. I don't have any battling right now. Well, we have Snowy and PB9 Magic. this is going to be a battle for the second DRS straight. A little mistake there from Snowy, so I think that's going to be the end of the battle for this DRS straight. So now does Cameron or Cambit this time to try and attempt to cover off the undercuts from Graham and Elite Snipes. Elite Snipes, speaking of him, picks up a 3-second time penalty. Here comes Cameron. Here comes Buchanan. Oh, Buchanan misses pit road. A mistake from Buchanan. Buchanan misses the pits. So he's going to lose a lot of time, and Chungus actually gets past Buchanan. So, a costly mistake there from the Haas. Cameron now comes out. Where does he come out compared to Graham? Okay, yeah, Graham definitely undercut him. Will Elite Snipes get him? No. So Graham now takes what is the net race lead. KDX, I think he's an AI. Davis goes to the softs. KDX goes to the hards. I can only question for both. Jimbo picks up a 3-second time penalty. Currently in P3. Got a little bit of a DRS train. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Okay, so now last time he tried to make the pits, he missed them. So now, after already costing himself some time, can he make it? Here comes Buchanan, slows it down a lot more, and now Buchanan makes the pits. Now, F1 boy still doesn't pit. Striker does. So the only soft runner not to pit is F1 boy. Graham takes fastest lap. Yeah, look how much time that cost Buchanan. Costs Buchanan a lot of time. So now, PB9 Magic, Jimbo not quite going to make the move. But now here comes PB9 Magic using overtake and DRS. To look to go around the outside of Jimbo. KDX picks up a 3-second. What a move by PB9 Magic. To moves PB9 Magic up to P2. And the second medium runner behind Chungus. Now JRT Snowy wants to get past Jimbo as well. Got a battle towards the back, KDX and Davis. That doesn't really go for anything. Cameron sets the fastest lap. PB9 Magic and Jimbo with Snowy right behind them on a DRS train. You got Graham and trying to get past the lone soft runner. F1 boy is just going to let Graham go. Wise move from the Renault. And now Cameron, we have a yellow flag. That's a Haas. I'm pretty sure it's Davis. It is. Looks like he spins out of turn 3. PB9 Magic, Jimbo, Snowy, all still in that DRS train. Cameron now trying to get around F1 boy, but is getting held up. Cameron's getting held up. Now he's going to look to try and get past. It's around the outside. It's not going to work. He's now allowed Elite Snipes to get by. So F1 boy holds up. We have a yellow flag. I'm not sure who that was. But now F1 boy held up Cameron so much that Graham has now got a 3.5 second gap over not Cameron, but now Elite Snipes. Archie Snowy gets past Jimbo for P2. Oh, I think it was PB9 Magic. I think that's who it was. And Davis retires in the pits. That's our second retirement. Jimbo looking for the move on Snowy. Not quite gonna make it. PB9 Magic now has Graham all over the rear. And safety car, KDX is out. And that's a safety car. So that's going to help the medium runners pit. KDX, after lagging out a couple times, wrecks out. And that's a safety car. So Chungus, all the medium runners, this is the perfect time for them to pit. They're going to go on the mediums. Jimbo actually goes on the hards. Graham stays out. Elite Snipe stays out. Cameron stays out. Can stays out. So you got Jimbo on the hards. Jimbo actually jumps Chungus. So Jimbo on the hards. Chungus on the mediums, Snowy on the mediums, PB9 Magic on the softs, F1 boy, Padre on the mediums, Striker to the hards. It's 2 hard takers being Striker and Jimbo. And the rest are medium runners that pitted, other than PB9 Magic on the softs. So now safety car is out. We are lap 11 out of 28. JSC Graham leading over Elite Snipes. Cameron just passed Elite Snipes. Now Elite Snipes is passing him back. I don't know what that was about. We can fourth. Cameron now gets past Elite Snipes. I'm not sure. So we get Graham, Cameron, Elite Snipes, Buchanan, who did not pit under the safety car. They pitted before the safety car. Then you have the first of the safety car takers, Jimbo on the hards, and then Chungus, Snowy, PB9 Magic on the softs, F1 boy, Padre, they're all in the mediums. And Striker on the hards. We will not go green this time, as Striker has not yet catch the back of the field. He almost spins. So we will be going green this current time. We should be going green. And Elite Snipes and Cameron are still passing each other. Why? I couldn't tell you, but they're still trying to pass each other. So the safety car should be coming in this time. Yes, now it comes in. So now Graham will now hold up the field. And Graham will lead the field to green. On top four, we're gonna have to pit again. The top four will have to pit again because I believe they went on the 2-stop strategy. So Chungus will also have to pit again. So will Snowy. So Jimbo could be, if Jimbo can make those hards last, Jimbo could be in a perfect position. Cameron gets a 5-second for collision with Graham. When does Graham go? Graham waits to the final corner. Graham goes now. Elite Snipes passes Cameron before the line. I think that might be a penalty, if I remember correctly, because it happened last week. But now Cameron and Elite Snipe side by side. Cameron will hold on. And now, but Elite Snipe sends it back down the inside and just forces Cameron off. And Cameron gets a 3-second for that. That's gonna have to, I think that'll be removed. He got forced off there. Brother on in the back, we were 3 wide. Oh, and Buchanan's around. I caught that. Graham now already almost out a second lead. But Chungus gets past Jimbo. Remember, I think the top 4 will still have to pit, so. Chungus picks up a 3-second, so now everyone has gotten a penalty other than PB9, Magic, F1 Boy, and Striker. Snowy now all over the rear of Jimbo. Snowy now wants to get past. Can't. We'll have DRS is not yet been activated. It will be next lap. Elite Snipe starting to gain it on JSE Graham. F1 boy picks up at 3 seconds. So now it's Striker and PB9 Magic. I think Striker actually spun, because now Striker's behind Can. But Graham, Elite Snipes, Cameron, Chungus, the top, like I'd say the top 8 would be, it'll probably be in a DRS train when DRS gets activated this lap. So this could be an interesting finish to the race, especially with Jimbo not having to pit again. But some of the rest of these other guys will have to pit. Old Snowy trying to make a move on Jimbo. A little bit of contact there. Snowy saves it, but now he makes a little bit of more contact with Jimbo. Jimbo goes wide. Now Snowy will use his overtaking DRS to try and get past Jimbo here. He does the late braking. Not quite. Now he does. Now he makes the move. Another second DRS straight. Nothing happening quite yet. Big. Or actually, now we have 2 different DRS trains. We've got the top 4, and then we have the 5, 6, 7th, and 8th. And now 9th, including F1 boy. Ooh, that was a little bit close there between PB9 Magic and Padre. PB9 Magic on those softs will definitely have to pit again. Now all over the rear is snow. So 2 different DRS trains. Old Snowy and Jimbo. Jimbo trying to get around Snowy. The inside, who gets the DRS? It's going to be Jimbo. Contact there between Snowy and Jimbo. And now here comes PV9 Magic. Gets by both of them. Around the outside. What a move from the Alfa Romeo of PV9 Magic. Now here comes Padre. Padre, Snowy makes contact. This has now brought F1 boy in. Here comes Snowy around the outside of Jimbo. He snipes it to 3 seconds. Trying to give each other as much room as he can. Snowy gets past Jimbo. F1 boy gets past Padre. Elite Snipes picks up another 3 seconds. I forgot to mention that. And here comes Chungus. So Chungus, after pitting under the safety car, is now going to come in and is going to get the undercut on the top 3. And Chungus goes to the softs. And Chungus, however, also has to fix the wing. So maybe not quite an undercut due to having to repair the wing. But now don't quite have a battle yet. Just DRS train going. We think we will have one here. F1 boy goes around the outside of Jimbo. So that's 6th placed for F1 boy. In front of them, Snowy, PV9 Magic. Here comes Snowy. Going to look to make a move around the outside of PV9 Magic, and he does. That is now fourth place for JRT Snowy, who is now catching elite snipes. The top two, Graham and Cameron, has pulled away from 3rd place elite snipes. Question is when will these two pit? And they'll most likely they'll pit for the softs, but when do they pit? Both of them stay out. Elite Snipes now comes in. One of them was Rex entering the pits. So Snipes is in, most likely go to the softs. Chat. He comes in. The softs, yes. Graham, Cameron. When will these two pit? Does Elite Snipes come out in front of Chungus? No, Chungus will come out in front of Elite Snipes. F1 boy, PV9 Magic. Will there be a move? No, not quite. As PV9 Magic had DRS from Snowy. The PV9 Magic was also start to worn out. Both, remember that these guys still have to pit. Jimbo doesn't have to. But will the guys that pit for softs, will they have enough time if they pit soon to come back at Jimbo? Cameron now does get past Graham, so now does Cameron pit? Does Graham pit this time? Cameron does. So Cameron blocks any attempt of an undercut from Graham. So now Cameron in. Has to serve the 5 seconds, so this is going to be huge. And we'll go to the softs. Here comes Chungus off the final corner. Sets the fastest lap. Chungus is going to get past Cameron. So this could be huge for Chungus. Graham still yet to pit. We still have a DRS train continuing from Snowy all the way back to Jimbo. Jimbo now starting to lose time. F1 boy and Padre. F1 boy is in front of Padre now. Graham and Snowy. Graham must have made a major mistake or something because Snowy has now caught up to the back of Graham. Graham 5 lap older mediums. Graham pits. Snowy follows. Oh, Graham! He got a 3 second. And he might have gotten wing damage as well. So now, where does Chungus come out to Graham? Chungus off the final corner. JRT Snow actually jumps Graham, so Chungus gets past Graham and gets past Snowy. So Chungus is now the leader out of everyone who has pitted. PB9 Magic will have to pit. F1 Boy will have to pit. Pod's just gonna have to pit. Jimbo, I don't think Jimbo won't have to pit. So if Jimbo can hold out the lead and stay in front of these upcoming soft runners, then Jimbo is going to take. Let me see. What's the gap between? So Chungus is 11 seconds behind Jimbo. So Chungus has got to gain 11 seconds in 8 laps. That's a tall task for Chungus. We'll see if it's possible. He does have some guys between him and Jimbo as Striker and Pecan. So now up front we have Padre, F1 Boy continuing the battle. PB9 Magic pits. So now only drivers left to pit. F1 Boy and Padre will have to pit. Pecan will have to pit. Chungus does get past Striker, and Graham picks up a 3 second. So now this is Jimbo's race to lose. Let's check penalties. Jimbo has 3 seconds. Chungus also has 3 seconds. So both have 3 seconds. And actually, Chungus has gained time. Chungus now only 9 seconds behind Jimbo, so Chungus could, there's a chance if Chungus can keep up this pace, Chungus could get to Jimbo by the end of things. Padre now gets past F1 Boy. When will the top 2 pit is the question. Graham gets a 5 second for corner cutting. Padre, F1 Boy still yet to pit. Charity Snowy now gets past Striker. Chungus is gaining and gaining on Jimbo. That Chungus could take this race win if nothing happens to Chungus. Snowy picks up a 3 second. Padre now outside that 1 second. Padre, F1 Boy still yet to pit. And that gap between Chungus and Jimbo is closing even more and more. Elite Snipes picks up a 5 second. Graham and Striker. Graham gets past. Elite Snipes, 5 second. That's a retire in the pits for Elite Snipes. So now 10 drivers remain. And Chungus gets past Cancer. Now there's no car separating Chungus and Jimbo. The gap, 5.3. Now F1 Boy and Jimbo. Jimbo wants to try and get past F1 Boy here. Late dive. Oh, some contact there. And could this be deja vu from last week? There were chances of F1 Boy holding up drivers for his teammate. Could this be happening again? Could he be holding up Jimbo for Chungus? PB9 Magic gets past Striker. Snowy gets past Pecan. The gap now 3.3. Could we have maybe underestimated, and maybe the top two doesn't have to pit? Maybe the top two don't have to pit. Maybe they won't. But all I know is Jimbo has to get past F1 Boy right here. There he goes. You can go around the outside. F1 Boy tries to block. But blocks late. Jimbo now finally gets past F1 Boy. But F1 Boy gets a 3 second. And it's now going to continue in battle into the round. They both go around. What could have been great points for Jimbo has now gone all down the drain. You have to feel for Jimbo. That now puts Chungus to second. But what if Padre doesn't have to pit? Padre could be going all the way to the end, and if he does, amazing strategy. It's too late to pit now. I think Padre, let me check penalties, I think Padre is definitely going to get a guaranteed podium. Padre has 6, Chungus with 3, Snowy has 12, Hand with 3, F1 Boy 6, Graham 11, Cameron 3, PB9 Magic 3, Jimbo 3. Striker still without a penalty. But Jimbo, a heartbreak. Cameron now gets past F1 Boy. Now something interesting. Though JRT Snowy has more penalties, JRT Snowy is catching Chungus. So this could be interesting. But now, 3 laps to go, the gap is 3.7 between Padre and Chungus. Chungus now out of overtake. And Snowy continues to gain on him, but they continue to gain on Padre. Padre could have enough gap to win this race on track. It's 3.3. Chungus has to get it within the... Oh, Padre gets another 3 seconds. So now Chungus has the win off of penalties. Jimbo with the 3 second. You still have to feel bad for Jimbo, and you have to give it to Jimbo to try to go one of only 2 guys to go on the hards and try and make it to the end. And he was gonna make it to the end, and he had a shot to win this race, but just had an incident with F1 boy, and it ruined both of their races. Ooh, Snowy gets loose off of the corner. But here comes Snowy now for what is the net, well, the lead on track. I hit the wrong guy, my bad. Snowy gets past Chungus. So Snowy now P2 and is, as you can see ahead of him, it's Padre. The question is, Snowy has 12 seconds of penalties. So Snowy almost within that 1 second range now, coming for the final lap. This time Padre wants to get the win on track, but he will not get it off of penalties. It looks like it will be Chungus to get the win off of penalties. But hats off to Padre to going all the way on the mediums. 16 laps. Tried everything he could. Snowy now all over the rear. Padre, DRS activated, overtake engaged. Snowy gets past for what is the lead, for what is the race win on track. Padre trying to possibly fight back, but I don't think it's going to be enough. JRT Snowy gets another 3 seconds, and now this could possibly put JC Graham, well actually no, Graham's too far back, and Buchanan spun, so maybe what we're seeing could be the podium. But JRT Snowy now the final 2 corners for JRT Snowy. JRT Snowy will win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on track, but Chungus Goat will take the win off of penalties, and it looks like it will stay. JRT Snowy drops to 5th, so Padre holds on to 2nd, and Cameron will get the final spot on the podium. driver of the day is Chungisco. Chungisco started outside the top 10, could not get a valid lap in qualifying. However, he started on the mediums, had the alternate strategy, and took the race win off of penalties. So here is, well, once we load in your results. First place, Chungus Goat. Second place, Padre in his second race. Cameron brings it home in the final spot on the podium. PB9 Magic in fourth place. Good finish for him. Snowy fifth. JC Graham sixth. F1 Boy seventh. Jimbo eighth after those two collide. Striker ninth, and Buchanan gets the final point. Striker also the only one to not get a penalty, so good for him. Chungus doesn't have a mic. I'm gonna invite Padre. I'm not sure if he does or not. I'm going to Cameron as well. Alright, so Padre has joined. Waiting for Cameron to join. Chungus chat does not. Hello, Padre. Yeah, it's been a thing. It's happened a lot. Alright, so Cameron has now joined. Yep, Chungus does not have a mic. So, we'll start with the third place finisher, Cameron. Cameron, you had an up and I guess you could say. You were up front for a little bit, and you fell to mid-pack, and you were working your way up, battling with the end. You took the race lead from Graham, and then you pitted before him to block any undercut attempt, you could say. How do you feel like your race went, and explain, just pretty much explain how your race went.
I don't really know myself. I was hoping I was going to do well. I mean, I still got a podium out of it, but I'm just annoyed because I felt like I could have challenged that for the win today, but I mean, it's just not my day. I paid for this. Well, I paid for the softs because I thought I'd be able to make my way through the traffic quicker. But the 5-second time penalty, which I got from Graham, which is BS because I didn't touch him at all, and I got 5 seconds from out, which really did cost me because I was ahead of Chungus, and then by the time he'd paid, well, I'd paid, and then Graham had paid, and then I'd lost a lot of time. And then he's gone on to win the race. So technically, if I never got a 5-second, or me and Graham never had, we could have both been up. But the race was decent, but I could have done a lot better.
Well, even though you could have done a lot better, it's still a podium, and this helps you guys potentially, and not only yourself and drivers championship, but could also help you guys later down the road in constructors. Sadly, Jimbo, who was on for a podium, for sure, definitely had an incident with F1 Boy there towards the final closing.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for him because I was looking for a good race again, but this season we just haven't had much luck.
Yeah, well, you guys will pass Haas in constructors, as only Buchanan finished the race for the Haas team and only got 1 point. So you guys will pass Haas in constructors. So congratulations to your podium. And now to Padre race. You brought it home P2. You won it on track, but off of penalties. You brought it home P2. Explain how your race went.
I'm just going to start off. I might stay on the podium after penalties because I know people like Harrison and quite a lot of people are wanting penalties taken off who are near me. So it's going to be close whether I get the podium or not. But I'll take it from the start I had where I crashed into the wall. I think it was lap 2. I was sent to the back of the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I crashed
Yeah, I
into the
think.
wall lap 2 for most of the race until the safety car came as P10. And through that, I've just managed to make my way through the grid.
Yeah, and something interesting is I was shocked because a lot of guys that when the first safety with the safety car went on the mediums because they were doing 2 stops, but you managed to make the mediums last 16 laps to the end of the race. How did you do it?
The mediums worked pretty well at Abu Dhabi, so it wasn't that hard. But my tyres were really dead at the end. If you would have saw me near enough spinning out of every exit near the end, but they were
Yeah,
quite
I
hard to
definitely
manage, especially with all the sharp turns and the lockups.
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of lockups this race. Congratulations on your P2. For now, we'll see with penalty removals. We'll see how that goes. But for right now, congratulations on your podium.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it all from me here today. Congratulations to all 3 podium sitters. Congratulations on Chungus for the race win and extending his gap in the championship. That's going to do it here. I'm GSR Thrasher. Tune in next week. We have Friday. We have Tier 3 at Austria, Tier 4 and Tier 1. And back here next Sunday for Tier 2. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful night.